Hello, Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce members. This is Drew Kamp, President and CEO of the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce, here for a short but important weekly legislative update for the week of April 22nd. So we're actually officially in overtime for the state legislative session. Adjournment's targeted date for the 100th date of session was actually on Tuesday, the 19th, which also means that there's no more per diems for any of the legislators. So that means obviously they're not getting assistance for lodging or food or anything along those lines. So when they are there, they're on their own dime. So that sometimes can be an impetus for them to adjourn simply because of that change in the financial dynamics for them with those per diems expiring. But also, we're getting closer and closer, obviously, to planting season for some of those who work in the ag industry. So that's something that's obviously very important to note. But also, frankly, too, I mean, you're looking at a primary that's coming up on June 7th, and that's something that there are several members of the legislature with primary opponents. So that's something that can be a factor as well as they look at that targeted adjournment date. As far as what's really holding them up, it's the school voucher issue, the educational choice issue. The governor has been making some trips around the state to try to talk in some key communities and with some key individuals regarding the merits in her opinion, of that bill. So that's something that we have seen occurring right now. But otherwise, there's not a lot of activity. There are some little things here and there getting passed and done in the state capitol by the legislature. But really, the biggest things that are holding up adjournment are the school voucher issue. But then also, obviously, the appropriations bills have to be finalized before they can get out of there as well. But a lot of the times that just comes down to the legislative leadership and appropriators getting there together to work out those final issues between the two chambers and the governor's office so they can get out of there and adjourn and send those bills to the governor's desk. Once she has those bills, she has 30 days to kind of review them and decide if she's going to line item veto them, whatever it may be. I'll go into more detail on those lines as far as what adjournment looks like and how long that period for consideration by the governor is allowed and what that looks like as well as once we officially get to adjournment. But as far as when we may estimate them to adjourn, we don't really know at this point. There's a lot of factors that I just noted in play right now. So that's something we'll have to just wait and see if they budge on some of those issues or if they don't. But it's just something that it's really hard to know what time they're going to be adjourning from the Capitol at this time. One thing I did want to touch on just really quickly is this week, also on Monday, we were able to get, as far as I know, two congressional-based funding applications into Congresswoman Axne's office. Granted, we are transitioning from Congresswoman Axne's office to Congressman Feenster's office in January of 2023, but we were able to get the two hospitals requests in for funding Jenny Edmondson for their telemetry equipment and CHI Mercy for their cardiorespiratory lab rehabilitation center. So that's something we were happy to see those applications put forward. We hope they will get strong consideration by the Congresswoman and her staff. And we look forward to seeing what happens with those applications. And we're grateful for those being made available yet again. As you may recall, the city did receive upwards of $900,000 plus for a housing development off of South Expressway last year. So we've been very grateful for the opportunities to make those applications and the receipt of those funds. With that, I will close our weekly legislative update video. You will see me again next week because obviously they have not adjourned yet. We will continue to keep you abreast of any developments on that front. But until then, have a nice rest of the day. And thank you so much for your ongoing support of the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce.